So right around this time, you start going to Crystal Lake and training with Jeff Curran and Bart Pelazewski. Like that's probably right after this bout. Am I correct?
After the TKO 17 or 18?
18. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it was right. Would have been right in that era. Yeah.
So how does that connection take place? And tell us your experiences while working out with Jeff Curran.
How did we get hooked up with him in the first place?
Yes.
The first, I think Mark went out to Hawaii to fight on a Rumble on the Rock card. And Jeff was on that card. I think that's where him and Sean met. And then we, so they just kind of, Jeff,
I think Jeff was cornering Joe Riggs.
I can't remember.
It may have been later on. I don't know. I apologize. Go ahead.
So, but that's where the connection, that's where the meet happened. And, Sean, it was in those early days, and Jeff was a jiu-jitsu guy. So Sean was a striker. So it's like, hey, let's start working together. Maybe we can bring each other's levels up a little bit. So yeah, that's how that connection happened. And it was great because then we finally had a jiu-jitsu coach that could
legit
somebody. We finally, for the first time ever, had somebody we could call our jiu-jitsu coach, which was, the first time. And this is after, already fighting pro for however many years. Right. So yeah, it was, I mean, if I could go back and do it again, I would have found a jiu-jitsu coach a lot earlier.
So how was your experience at Team Curran? It was a beautiful facility at that time.
He's gone through a bunch of beautiful facilities. He's building one every time I look at his Instagram. He's building a new gym. I don't know. It's like, but anyways, yeah, a beautiful facility, like unlike any I'd ever seen at that point. We were used to training in a hole in the wall. We were in like an old warehouse with leaky, there'd be drips coming off the ceilings and, no air conditioning in the summer, no heat in the winter, those kind of places. And then Jeff has this beautiful place but it was very much like a family gym. And we had to, there was a few more rules that we had to follow and stuff like that. But, yeah, but it was great. It was, I'd go out there for 2-3 weeks, at some point, midway through my camp, really kind of come up with a jiu-jitsu game or a grappling game plan, or, kind of, at that point, I don't know if I really was, or if I just felt this way, but I always felt like I was really behind in all these grapplers. So I was usually working on, spotting tendencies that opponent had and learning how to neutralize them, as opposed to being offensive on the ground, which, I wish I would have kind of gained a little more confidence in my ground game a little earlier, but whatever, it is what it is. I got a lot of bonuses. So,
at that point, like I would say shortly after you started to go with Team Curran, working out with them, your jiu-jitsu kind of like fluidity on your back was night and day. Like you leveled up quick.
Yeah. Jeff, you guys know Jeff. He's such a, his jiu-jitsu is so high level, and he's been in MMA since like the early like forever. So yeah, it was a great fit in terms of Mark and Jeff, and then myself and Jeff also. I'd go stay at his house. I'd go stay with him and his wife Sarah, and that was before they had the boys. But I'd go stay with him. Bart Pelazewski and I always really got along really well. We were the same weight. We weren't fighting in the same organization, so we always hit it off and made great training partners, and brought each other's levels up. So that was also a really fun time in my life. And it was the first time I got to, go leave my parents' house, go stay with, go stay on the road and kind of it's a foreign country to me, right? It's like, and, kind of go branch out and be my own man a little bit. So that was cool. And I'm still to this day thankful to Jeff.